Carl and Alice, thank you so much for taking the time to let us talk a little bit about your life and your history and dreams that you have and have had. Carl, tell us a little bit about your early life and growing up.
Alice and I both are from Union City, Tennessee, and we grew up there and have known each other for a long, long time, and shared much in common. And we grew up in the same church, and eventually we went to high school together. We were lifeguards at the pool together, at the local city pool together, and she was a cheerleader and I was a football player, so we shared a lot of that time. And my family historically are in the retail business, and my grandfather had a store named Kirkland's Clothing in Union City, and my father followed him into that. And so I was active in that as many years as I can remember. Back to when I was 10 years old, I was given the Boy Scout counter at the store, and I was given complete control of that at an early age, and I learned how to ring a cash register, and I could make a sale to the Boy Scouts and Cub Scouts of Union City. And so at 10 years old, we all probably 25 cents an hour, I imagine, was probably my top earnings at that time. And so I did that for years, and I worked in Kirkland's Clothing for Christmas and when I could on weekends, up until I graduated from high school.
Carl, what is your philosophy on running a business?
Well, I think you have to please the customer. I don't think it's real complicated, and I think at Kirkland's we've always seen it that way. We buy with our customer in mind, and I always considered myself as a customer and thought that was a good way to look at it, because if I wanted to take it home and I believed it was a good value and good style, then I think our customer would. So I was always extremely conscious of the perception that our customer had. I tried to please them. I did everything they wanted us to do, and that may be simplistic, but that's the way I always looked at it, and that's the way it's always been.
Your life in Jackson, you've seen many changes. We were a small community at that time, and schools were small, and now we're perhaps the largest, one of the largest cities in our state, growing and doing well. What are some of the changes that you've seen, Alice?
Well, of course, we have quite a few private schools now in the area, and all of them seem to be doing well and meeting the needs.
That's a plus for a growing community.
It is a plus for a community that of our size. Of course, we've seen the hospital grow considerably. I would think that it was probably about 50 beds or so when we came here. But it has really grown, and all the stages of the building. The mall became enclosed. Just a lot of things have happened, and restaurants. Oh, restaurants. I think the Hut and Georgia's, there were very few here at the time, which were wonderful places. I miss them still, but we have a lot to offer here, I think.
Carl, changes that you've seen?
Well, I think that what has not changed is it's a great place to know people. It's got a small town feel. It's committed to quality of life, and I think there are many things that have added to that. The expansion of the retail north of the interstate has been incredible, and I think that's changed a lot of things about Jackson. But we're still the same great place to be and live, and we've thoroughly enjoyed our time here, and feel like it's a community where you can know people, and you can be a part of your church and a part of your community, and the things that we've decided to be a part of have been rewarding, and we were very much a part of Episcopal Day School when it started, and our children went there, and then eventually when we were part of the combination of Old Hickory Academy and Episcopal Day School and Foreman University School of Jackson. And so I have been, and Alice has been involved, closely with that school for many, many years, and we've been dedicated to it and given our time and efforts and money toward that end. And we've been involved in the Jackson Symphony, which is a wonderful thing for Jackson. We're having a 50th year anniversary, and it's been rewarding to be involved in that. We've been involved and believe in the Humane Society and its great mission, and we've had a great opportunity to become part of West Tennessee Healthcare and West Tennessee Healthcare Foundation and founding a Kirkland Cancer Center, and so we feel like that's one of our missions in life, is to see that fulfilled and hope that it'll become a part of all the other good things in Jackson, and it's a great place to live, and
it's a wonderful place to raise our family. I think we really, and I think they enjoyed growing up here, my children.
You mentioned your involvement with West Tennessee Healthcare, Jackson General, and West Tennessee Healthcare Foundation. Alice, you've served, I think, 8 years on our board, and Carl, you're currently on the board, and we're grateful for that. What was it that caused you to want to establish the Kirkland Cancer Center?
Well, Jackson in life had given us so much, and we felt it was time to give something back to Jackson, and we thought, what could that be? And everybody's life in Jackson that I know has been touched by cancer in some way, and so many people at Kirkland's had family members that had gone through problems. I myself am a cancer survivor. My brother died of cancer, my father died of cancer, and so it seemed like a logical thing to do, and West Tennessee Healthcare gave us an opportunity to be involved with a gift to West Tennessee Healthcare to form Kirkland Cancer Center, and we hope soon to announce a location of the building and an architect and all the things that will start hopefully a building program inside of 2011, so that we'll have the reality of the Cancer Center to help people in West Tennessee have their cancer treatment in a state-of-the-art facility with all the right equipment and the best equipment, but have it at a place that they don't. Cancer patients tend not to like to travel a long distance, and they like to be at home, and we want to have their cancer treatment available to them at the closest possible place, and right at the hospital. It seems like a really good place to do it, and eventually, because there has been Darrell Worley Cancer Center is open in Savannah, Tennessee, and it's associated with Kirkland Cancer Center and the West Tennessee Healthcare, and eventually we hope to have more cancer treatment centers in West Tennessee in areas that would allow local residents to be treated locally, which is what they choose to do. And we think it's a great association, and it's touched our hearts, and we've learned something about giving, and so we're pleased to be part of it.
What would be some of your dreams about the future of the Kirkland Cancer Center? The local, trying to get it as local as possible to the patient?
Well, that there might be in outlying areas some satellite facilities for those people that are the greatest distance in West Tennessee from Jackson, I think 60 miles or so. And just to see it grow, I'd love to see a hospice come to our area, a hospice home. We have a wonderful hospice program here. Yeah. But it would be wonderful if we could have the home facility also.
We went to the opening of the Darrell Worley Cancer Center in Savannah, and it was really a touching thing. And they had testimony by cancer patients who told how meaningful it was to be treated right there in their town. And Darrell Worley gave a very moving testimony about his involvement, and they raised a lot of money in Savannah and built a really nice facility, and I guess that's a prototype for what's to come in other places. If we could reproduce that in other places, it'd be a wonderful thing.
It is a blessing to the people of Hardin County, and that part of West Tennessee, and it is a part of the Kirkland Cancer Center, and that would be a noble thing to have more of those closer, because as you can probably attest, that the more you have to travel, the harder it is on the patient. It
is. My brother lived in Union City, and he had a hard time even coming to Jackson, which is only 60 miles, and so in the later time, it's just not convenient to travel 60 miles for treatment, and you almost have to have a treatment, several times a week or maybe once a day even. So I think the most, I understand most cancer treatment is outpatient, and so we want to have an uplifting facility, and we want to have state-of-the-art equipment, and we want to have it at a reasonable price, and we want to have our Madison County and West Tennessee patients using West Tennessee healthcare facilities in a way that helps them, and we hope that we can help in some way the Kirkland's family who have chosen to help us at Kirkland's company to help their family members too. So I think it'll be a good thing for the future and those that have to go through that cancer very difficult time.
I know the day that we announced it, probably the largest snow we'd had in years was there. But I think, didn't you have a tremendous response from people after that?
We did. It's been amazing how vocal.
The cards
the cards
and notes that came, saying.
And people have given given gifts to Kirkland Cancer Center. And
we hope that will grow, that people will remember.
And
when they're doing memorials, they will remember the Kirkland Cancer Center.
And memorials, that's what I was trying to say. And memorials they were given, and so it has been rewarding. And that day, actually, a lot of the hospital employees stayed in the hospital overnight just so they could make that next morning, which was a huge snowstorm. But that was heartwarming to see them stay there and to be there that morning, and they were. It's been a great association for us, and it's taught us about giving, and it's it's not a natural thing necessarily to understand giving, but we've tried to. We think we've learned a lot from that association about giving.
What message would you like, Carl, to leave to the next generation about your life and your philosophy as a businessman?
Love your mother and father. Work hard, learn. I guess education has become more meaningful than ever. There's so much more to know than there was in our time. I mean, there's 100 times more to know now than there was, and so education's everything. And I think that the same principles I think exist, and I think if you work hard and give people a good product or give people a good service and do it in a respectful, meaningful way, I think you'll be successful in life. And whatever that means, money-wise or not, money is not always the best judge of success in life. Many people have a huge amount of success in life without the money part, which is sometimes a burden even. And so I think the knowledge of learning to give and share, and I think the definition of the Kirkland Cancer Center and the fulfillment of that dream is probably what I'd like to be remembered for. And I think if that can, if that can be our legacy, then that's not a bad one.
A very worthy one.
Yeah.
Alice, what message would you leave for women?
Well, if you have children, be the best mother you can be. Very supportive wife if you're married. And be involved in the community. Teach your children to be community service oriented, as well as just their own personal careers and such as they get older.
How would you like to be remembered, Carl?
A fair person, I guess, a humble person. Maybe those are the two things that come to mind. Fair and humble, I guess that's probably the two things I think of.
That's good. Alice?
Good mom, supportive wife, good friend.
Well, I think you're a good friend, a good business person, a good for our community. You've blessed so many people by giving them good jobs and making lives better because of your business. Of course, in West Tennessee, people's lives will be improved because of the Kirkland Cancer Center, and that will be have a profound impact on so many people's lives. So we're very grateful for your generosity and your wisdom and vision there to improve people's lives. I want to thank you for this time, because as we're sitting here, there'll be generations that'll probably be looking at this and to learn more about what made you tick and what made you very special people that were loved by so many. And I especially want to thank both of you for what you've done for the Healthcare Foundation. Carl, just this past week, we've surpassed 20 million in our assets.
Wonderful.
And that was a place where 10 years ago, Alice, when you came on the board,
Goodness,
that was just a dream.
Wonderful, yes.
And so thank you for all that you have done, and both of you in providing leadership and direction and love for a wonderful community. Thank you.